honest too, because I felt like I got to a point where I was like, you know what? Oh, somebody else has gone or is going through the same things that I'm going through, and they're strong enough to deal with it. They're tackling it. So maybe I can too, kind of that thing. And that's really what gave me the strength to like say, you know what? Let me talk to my doctor about like what's going on. Like, does this seem abnormal? And then, kind of talking it out. And my doctor was like, you know what? Yeah, I would really like, because it's not normal. So I really would like for you to go forward and, get, someone that is specifically trained to deal with this.
Right.
And, so, it's all about having the right circle of friends. Your families can support, your family could support you. Your homie level friend, whatever.
They can help you.
People can help you.
But you have to be open to sharing
your story. Open and honest.
Right. And I feel you have to be open to sharing your story because you never know how your story might help someone else.
Right. And I hope my story can help somebody.
Right. And that's the thing. Everything that we go through for a reason, and that reason may be to help somebody else. But
and
you're
that's
going
what the
through
Lord kept telling me.
And what you're going through may not be exactly for you. It's for somebody else to help somebody else get through it.
Right.
So, and I found that a lot of times people are just so happy in their depression. A lot of times people like to live in that state. And some people live off of depression and live off of sadness.
Hell no. To the no.
We got to learn how to get past all of that. And be a much better community and more supportive of our fellow brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So
but and so with this, and we kind of wrapping up our conversation, but I kind of want to put this back out in the atmosphere again that a couple years you started the Love Me Naked movement,
right,
which was centered around awareness of a lot of things that people go through or dealing with or what have you, and helping you through those things.
Right, and finding people that have those similar situations. And
because I didn't know where to look. Like whenever I was, going through things, I didn't know where to. I didn't know where to go to. I didn't have any support.
Right.
So I think that what you were getting ready to say is that your movement is there for that support.
Right, and helping you to learn how to accept your flaws and all. And if there's something different about you, then there's nothing wrong with you. Then you can accept that.
That's a hard lesson.
People. So, we just want to say thank you for listening again.
Thank you.
I hope this conversation has been helpful. And if you need to reach out to us, you can at Speaking Of via Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Speaking of show.
Okay. So take some time, go out, listen to some of our other podcasts, and hopefully you can find some encouragement there.
You could also reach out to us at info at speakingof.com.
Right.
Info at speakingof.com. So, yeah.
Or if you want to reach out to us individually.
No.
No.
I'm just playing. No, definitely. Like, if you want to reach out to us, me, Dedrick Howard, and Jonathan Riggins.
And what is it? Jonathan.Riggins at beunstoppable.com. My email address.
Be unstoppable. You giving people too much right now.
Oh, sorry.
You're giving too much.
Oh,
too much.
Never mind.
That's a long email though, yo.
That is.
But yeah, I mean, just to piggyback off of what John is saying or trying to say, thank you guys for giving us a chance. I hope that this recording and podcast and show can help you through some battles and issues that you may deal with or may not. So, I mean, and you can put somebody else that you think might be dealing with it. You can put them onto the podcast. Have them listen to it, and it might touch their soul. It might give them some encouragement. But definitely, if we can build a community, build a movement around it, and support each other, I'm all here. So, Again, I guess I want to say it again. I mean, if you want to, hit us up. Speaking of Show on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And you can also reach us at info@speakingofshow.com. Thank you for listening and tuning into our latest podcast. We are Dedge and
Jon Jon.
And this has been an episode of Speaking of.
Thanks for tuning in to the Be Unstoppable podcast channel. This has been an episode of Speaking of. Please go on and subscribe via iTunes, SoundCloud, and or Speaker. And also follow us at Speaking of Show on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.